your skills using our state-of-the-art golems.
Alright. So I'll start the vid. Oh. Hey, this is Hamster, and I'm on my DD again. So I just finished setting up for Berserker and whatnot. This is going to be a realistic DPS rotation video for staff. Okay, as you can see, I'm in full Ascended Zerk with some infusions and whatnot. And what this is going to be simulating a realistic scenario where you get realistic boons. So you can have swiftness, vigor, regeneration, quickness on permanently with Fury and 25 might. Vigor coming from the Druid, Pet Swap, or Warrior, anything like that. Okay, and then the food, it's going to be just power utility. Okay, so 6%, 4%. And then what I'm using here is going to be the experimental remnants. So I got them from ore a little bit ago, a couple thousand of them, and then now I'm using them. Okay, these are the optimal food for the for your DPS rotation, because you're gonna be moving a lot. Okay, and you're gonna get that nice 8% damage output, increase. So traits are Assassin Signet, Fist Flurry, sorry, and then Parrying Daggers. What you want to do is you want to alternate these. So your rotation is gonna have three or four different parts. Okay, one is gonna be auto attack chain, then a fist flurry. Do it really quick so that you have this bounding dodger buff while you're doing it. Alright, that'll increase damage by 10%, and what we're going to do is we're going to maintain bounding dodger as often as we can. So just did a quick demo here. Damage is not as high as they usually do. This is a earlier rotation. Alright, not perfect. Did miss a hit or two, but DPS should be around these numbers for a realistic-ish scenario using the same setup I am. So you're maintaining around 27k-ish DPS. Okay. I did have a little lag there, and I missed a couple of staff 2s on the demo rotation, but hopefully I don't lag or miss anything here. So main damage is going to be your auto, weakening charge, and these two are adding to the damage. Notice I don't have Grace of the Land or Empower Signet, or a Glyph of Empower here. Reason being is that they cannot be 100% maintained. Even Grace of the Land cannot be 100% maintained. Alright, and that's about it. So here we go. I'm going to evade first into the mob, and then start with a weakening charge, then back up triangle-wise. So damage is kind of similar to our earlier rotation. Did miss, I think, one of the staff 2 hits earlier. So going off the first rotation here, I have hit higher, almost 28k mid sustained here. But as you can see, DPS is pretty consistent, almost a 30k starting with 27k secondary. Did drop off a little bit, alright. But again, you should be hitting average of around 27k damage per second on a large mob with this rotation. Now let's demonstrate it on a small rotation, or a small hitbox. Demo small. So positioning is pretty key to this. Ability. You want to position yourself to where you hit 3 hits with your weakening charge. So on a small hitbox mob, that would be around this far from it. Okay, all 3 strikes. But the thing is, you also have to position yourself so that when you evade and bounding dodger hits, okay, you do hit your bounding dodger. So here I'm going to try to be around here, and then I'm going to evade across, hitting him with my bounding dodger, and then hopefully 3 hits with staff 2, and maintain that. Again, damage should be almost equal. Okay, at this point you want to maintain around at least 26k DPS average. Alright, since it's a small hitbox. So here we go. As you can see there, I missed my bounding dodger. Missed another one.
Energy level too low.
So demo vid, or demo rotation at around 25k-ish average there, and I did miss one of my Fist of Flurry, or Fist Flurry. Let's try that a little bit better. Just take a little practice, okay? Don't expect to have a perfect rotation every time. Again, different variables, but you should practice a little bit. So what I work with is usually a triangle. So boom, I go here, okay? Back up, back up, back up, evade, across, and then staff 2 through. Okay, so I'm kind of doing a offset triangle. And like from here, okay? And then backwards, and then again across. Let's try that again. Well, not too bad. Not the best either. Around 25k average here. But either or, you can push it. Yeah, I've pushed it around almost the same as the large target hitbox rotation. Again, just requires a little bit of positioning. So I'm going to go through the rotation really slowly. Okay. On a 1,000 or 1 million HP golem here as you put vulnerability. Alright, so again, what I'd usually do is I start from a distance around this far, okay, just gauge it, okay, so that when you do your dodge, you're gonna hit that mob. And then you go staff through. Here we go. Boom, you can see I hit him with my bounding dodger, and then it's up, so I do staff 3 immediately. 3 hits, and then 1, 2, 3. 1 auto attack rotation, then I'm going to follow it with a Fist of Flurry. After that, I want to evade across. Okay, hitting the mob with my dodge, then I'm going to do a weakening charge through. 3 hits, and then what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to position camera angle a little bit so that I can back up. 1, 2. 2 rotations with an auto attack, then I'm going to follow up with impaired daggers. The reason you want to do that is if you do it fast enough, you can put impaired daggers in while your bounding dodger is still in play. So you can get 2 rotations in plus impairing daggers, okay, with 1 bounding dodger buff. So it's 10% damage. Again, you're still moving backwards. So by the time this does hit, after the first 2 autos, you still have that nice 8% increase from your food. Alright, and after that, evade. Alright, hit it again, and then staff 2, 3 hits, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then boom, evade again, okay? What you want to do is after, or right before your auto attack rotation finishes, the 3rd hit, you want to evade, so that way you don't lose time, about half a second, okay? That does add up over time, half a second to just standing there. As you can see, boom. Right before it finished, I evaded. That's going to increase your damage quite a bit. Okay, sometimes upwards about 1 to 2k DPS. Alright, so the rotation basically starts with a Fist of Flurry, then a Impairing Daggers, then two auto attack rotations. And so that's 4 parts. Okay, part 1 is boom. Part 1. Part 2, evade again. Auto, auto, auto. Part 3, evade again. Staff 2 through. And I am frozen right now, so crap. And then part 4 is another auto attack rotation, followed by a Fist of Flurry and then Impairing Daggers. Okay, so 4 parts of the rotation. 1 Flurry, 1 Dagger, and then 2 auto attack chains. That's about it for the video. I'm going to try to fix my internet connection because it is, yeah, I'm disconnected. Alright, so this is just max everything on Daredevil staff rotations. I'm just going to play around. I did a kind of shitty rotation here, but 30k plus, so let's see if we can hit higher. Should be a 40k starting spike. So it's alright, I guess. 37k starting, 34 k secondary, 31 third, and then went back up. So over time, over 4 million should be quite sustained. Let's do a target health size 4 million. And here we go.
Energy level too low. I require more energy.
It's not the best. Couple mess ups there, but DPS is solid. Well, not too. It's actually not the best DPS I've done, but solid 30k. maintained on full buffs, just for the hell of it. So, pew pew. They're using the ad setup, crit, deadly, and then Daredevil. Bonus crit chance, because we're not 100%. Okay. And this banner's not gonna stay up forever. This, and then no quartet, extra ferocity. Mug for stealing. I should have used this actually, because I ran out of endurance during that fight. So it's a big DPS loss when you don't have that endurance. None of these really matter, except revealed. We don't have stealth, as you can see in the bar. So, you know, a little loss there. You could take hide in shadows, but really pointless. Extra 200 power though, pretty good. Executioner, definite must. And then Havoc, staff, boom.